Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Heavy Metal Devils. Danny here, bringing you some more of the latest Manchester United news from the last 12 to 24 hours or so. And there's been a few stories breaking out. One specifically with a takeover announcement. There's been a few reports saying that there will be an announcement today regarding the sale, and I'm just going to go right now and say that is complete and total bullshit. This has been the same thing for the last 3 or 4 months. Something to be announced tomorrow, by the end of the week, in the coming hours, in the coming days, and still nothing. I've said this a million times already, almost on every video that I do, is that this sale will not be done until the end of the season. Look, I lived in the States for a very long time. I know how American owners work. American owners could give two shits about the club they own usually, or team they own, and what the fans think. They do things all on their own time, and that's exactly what's happening now. It does look like that Sheikh Jassim is going to be the front runner and has been for the last month or so now, but it's just moving extremely slow. And I think I'm reading things that, Sheikh Jassim is getting extremely irritated and is going to give an ultimatum very soon. Again, not something that I believe. This has been stuff that has been said multiple times over the last few months. Final bid, final offer, and we're still here. Nothing is moving. And it's just destroying all of our plans. It's destroying our transfer window. It's even affecting the players at the club and their mental state because it's just chaotic right now. They don't know what's going to happen in the future. So yeah, I'm just going to pour water all over this right now. There's going to be no announcement today. There'll be no announcement this week. I'll be shocked if there's anything announced this week, next week. I'm not expecting anything announced until August or September at least. And remember, once things do get announced on who the preferred bidder is, it's got to go through a whole approval system through the Premier League. So that's going to take another 3-4 weeks, maybe a couple months after that. So just write this transfer window off. It's a Glazer one. It's going to be the same thing as every year. We'll make 1 or 2 signings at the start, June, July, like we have with Mason Mount. And then August will roll around and we'll just start panic buying most likely. I don't really think anyone actually knows what the budget is. Everyone keeps saying 120. I heard similar things last year and then all of a sudden 250 mil came out of nowhere. I'd expect a couple panic buys as usual. But yeah, anyway, moving on from the terrible sale updates. Apparently we have made a bid, a 40 million euro bid for Andre Onana. And to be honest, I actually don't think we have made a bid. All the reports, again, only coming out of Italy, which you take with a grain of salt, same as Portuguese links. It's always coming from that side. There's nothing from the club side, nothing from the UK news that is reporting any sort of a bid being put in. And anyway, I think 40 million euros will be too little to get Onana anyway. I can see maybe 45 plus add-ons. I'm going to say we're going to get him. I think we will get him, but it's going to be for something around 55 million, 57 million euros, about 45 million pounds. I would expect this signing to happen. And from what I'm hearing from rumors inside the club is that we are now prioritizing a goalkeeper ahead of a striker, which I don't really like to hear that because I know how much we need a striker, but we also really do need a goalkeeper with David De Gea's contract being up. And if I was him, I would not be returning after the way I have been treated at the club. So, yeah, I would expect an Onana signing, just not in the coming days, maybe not even the next week or two. It's gonna, what we do. We drag our heels and everything. So do expect this. I'd say I'd give this one a 7 out of 10 that it will happen, just not anytime in the next few days. I know Inter really want to get him out so they can get some money to spend, but you know what we do. We try to take everything one step at a time or a half a step at a time, and it just ends up dragging out. But yeah, Onana, I would say the reports of the bid are false. I think maybe what we have done we've gone to Inter and said, hey, what does 40 million sound like? And they just went, hell no. And then we'll come back with an official bid maybe next week. I don't think we really bid on players without knowing if I think we go in with bids knowing that they will be accepted, hence why we consistently overpay for players. But like I said, Onana, I think, will join the club in the coming weeks, and that's going to be a very, very exciting player, an amazing goalkeeper to have on our side. Continuing on, there has been, I reported yesterday morning about how there's been links to Sofyan Amrabat from Fiorentina. Personal terms have apparently been agreed, which is kind of a backwards way of doing things. You're not really supposed to do that. You're supposed to go to the club first, agree a fee with them, and then agree personal terms. Again, all these reports are coming out of Italy. Again, now it's just now starting to get wind in England. I see the Sun reporting it, but who can trust the Sun? Honestly, I don't think anybody can. Yeah, they're really the only ones really reporting on it. So don't think this is going to happen. As much as we all like for this to happen, we will need to sell Fred and McTominay to make a transfer like this happen. And it's come out of the club today that we will not make any more midfielding signings before the preseason. If we're looking at a midfielder, it's not going to be until August or September. And I think that has now been confirmed by the club. So what we have in midfield right now is what we're taking on tour, maybe minus Fred if he goes to Fulham. So not the best news, because I do think we do need some cover for Casemiro, because he's going to get his inevitable red card at some point, maybe even twice. But yeah, I would keep an eye on this more towards the end of the window when we start doing our panic buys. Keep an eye on Amrabat, because apparently he does want to come here, and Fiorentina are open to selling him. We just need to generate the funds. But midfielder has fallen down the list now and won't be a signing we will make before the tour or before even August. So, yeah, we need to get a goalkeeper in. We need to get Rasmus Højlund settled if that's the guy. It looks like he is the one we're going for. There hasn't really been any major updates on Rasmus Højlund. It looks like we're prioritizing Onana first, and then we'll move on to Højlund. I don't know how the Højlund deal is going to work. I'm kind of hoping we go in with an offer and maybe offer them another player, maybe offer them Anthony Martial, maybe even offer them Amad Diallo back on loan to get his development going even more. We'll see how he performs on preseason. So yeah, that's kind of the news today. Not too much. I'll probably come out later this afternoon or this evening with some more news. And just before I finish, I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed over the last 24 hours. My numbers have gone up quite a bit. Let's try and get this channel up to 100 subscribers. I know we're still a small channel. We're growing. Let's get to 100 now. We're actually not that far away. Everything you guys have been doing has been awesome. And yeah, also comment below on some of the transfers you'd like to see. And yeah, I'll see you all on the next one. See ya.